Hi everyone, am I working? My name's Lauren, I'm 15 years old, student at the American School of Doha, and today I'm going to be talking about, like was introduced, a controversial topic, but it's something that I feel really needs to be addressed, rape culture. Now, for those of you who haven't heard the term before, rape culture is a society which normalizes and excuses sexual assault. And this is happened and spread by the media, popular culture, and the people living in this society. Some examples that you may be familiar with are when someone says that they raped that video game, when people laugh at or tell rape jokes, when people believe that rape cases are overreported, and even point the finger at the victim of the assault. Now, a morbidly perfect example of rape culture in the media recently is the Steubenville rape case, in which two teenage boys, 16 and 17 years old, raped their 16-year-old peer when she was too drunk at a party to defend herself. The next morning, she didn't have any recollection of the attack. However, her memory was jogged when she saw the photographs and videos all over the internet where spectators had uploaded them to share. The two boys were, of course, convicted as guilty. However, the verdict spurred an outrage in the public. The hashtag Steubenville Stars Forever started to trend on Twitter, where people showed their support for the poor boys who had lost their football careers. They tweeted that she was a liar, that she was a whore, and that anyone else would have done the same in that situation. Now, this is pure rape culture, pointing the finger at the victim instead of course, the people who perpetrated the assault. Now, what exactly is rape? Of course, the definition changes and varies depending on where you are, but it can be loosely defined as forced or manipulated sexual intercourse or penetration directed at a non-consenting victim. Rape doesn't just happen in dark alleyways and between strangers. In fact, 73% of rapists are known by the victim. And cases of rape will continue to be excused while other rape culture exists. Now I'd like to talk about some myths regarding rape. Rape victims should just get over it. It's not rape if they enjoyed it or if they were asking for it. Rape only happens to women. Each of these is as false as the last, and each of them is spread around because of rape culture. I'd obviously like to go into them all, but I don't have time, so I'll just address a couple that I feel are the most important. It's not rape if it's your spouse or partner. In fact, it is. It's called marital rape. Marriage is supposed to be a solid promise of commitment, not a contract of automatic and perpetual consent. You're marrying someone. You're not signing over the rights to your own body. These are the countries, this is, you can see, the countries in which marital rape is legal and excused. Next, it's not rape if they never said no. Yes, it is, and it all connects to consent, of course. Not saying no isn't saying yes. So consent cannot be given if a person is impaired, intoxicated, unconscious, drugged, underage, mentally challenged, or asleep. A yes coming from someone who is any of these things is not a yes. Boys will be boys. This is pure rape culture. In fact, you can't use the excuse of someone's gender to forgive them for something like rape. It's like saying, he's a boy, that's what they do. They ruin lives by psychologically scarring and assaulting people. You see how ridiculous that sounds. Okay, here are some statistics regarding rape gathered from the US. 1 in 10 prisoners has been raped. 1 in 33 men, so that negates anyone who thinks that men don't get raped. Girls between the ages of 16 and 19 are 4 times more likely to be raped than the general population. That's my age, and it will continue to be my age for the next 4 years of my life. 1 in 4 women in college in the US has been raped. That's going to be me in a few years. And 1 in 6 women, that's going to be me for the rest of my life. Rape culture says that rape cases are overreported, when in fact, out of every 10 rapes, only 4 are ever reported to the authorities. Rape continues to be worldwide the most underreported violent crime. Now, if every stick man on this screen is a rapist, this is how many will ever spend a day in prison. That's 3%. And a fraction of these are ever actually convicted. And of course, these statistics are from the US, so they're meager compared to countries like Indonesia, India, and lots of African nations. But another American is sexually assaulted every 2 minutes, and rape culture says that this is okay. Now, victims of rape are far more susceptible to various mental impediments than the average person. For example, they're 3 times more likely to suffer from depression, 6 times more likely to suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, and so on. Of course, the physical effects vary depending on each case. Now, going deeper into what rape culture is. Rape culture is trivialization. It's the downplaying of rape, saying it's not such a big deal. It's asking questions that don't matter, like what were they wearing, how much they had to drink, what's their sexual history. The fact of the matter is that this is leading to victim blaming, which is pointing the finger at the person that was assaulted instead of pointing the finger at the person who did the assaulting. It's the double standard, which is thinking that men can't be raped. If a man goes to the police and reports a rape, he's going to want to be believed, but generally people don't because of rape culture. You may argue that it's physiologically not possible for a man to be raped, but it certainly is, because the body does not always agree with the mind. Ignorance. It's politicians saying that rape is just another means of conception, saying that rape is no worse than force-feeding a woman chocolate cake and that she would be more inconvenienced by having her handbag snatched. And it's saying that victims should be hanged, not their rapists. It's tolerance, which is increasing and will continue to unless rape culture is abolished. Now, how to end it? You need to stop objectifying women in the media and in popular culture, because if you portray women as sexual objects right for the taking, then that's how people are going to behave towards them. You need to stop rape jokes. You need to realize that rape is not a laughing matter and it never will be, in no circumstances. You need to educate yourself and other people. Let them know that rape is a big deal. Don't make assumptions about rape cases or about rape victims, and stop misusing the word rape to discuss and describe a test that you weren't prepared for. Stop trivializing rape. Again, this is a huge factor. Rape is a big deal. It happens all the time, but it shouldn't. And speak up. Don't be afraid to tell someone if they're saying something that's hugely offensive, because when someone makes a rape joke, they're statistically likely to be reminding someone listening of the worst thing that ever happened to them. And of course, instead of saying to people, don't get raped, you need to say, hey, don't rape people, because that's a horrible thing to do. But rape culture, of course, points the finger at the victim. Now, how to end rape culture? It's very, very important. Rape continues to be excused, disregarded, and overlooked because of how rape culture makes us think. The sooner we alter our perceptions on the seriousness of rape, the sooner a victim's confidence will increase. They will go to the police more likely. Rapists will be put behind bars, and hopefully the frequency of assaults will eventually go down. Now, the fastest way to spread an idea is through people, so please, don't be afraid to speak up and spread the word. Thank you.